Our next speaker, Patrick Finn, works in the Department of Drama at the U of C. He has a PhD in English and Information Technology and an MFA in Directing. At one time or another, he has been a professional musician, writer, designer, computer programmer, and teacher. He is currently teaching courses in acting, creativity, and love. Let me say that again. He is currently teaching courses in acting, creativity, and love. His production of King Lear, featuring Brian Smith and Christopher Hunt, opens February 15th at the University Theatre at the U of C. Please welcome Patrick Finn.
That would be me. Hello. I want to begin by thanking the people who have invited me to be here. I'm grateful for the opportunity to speak, and I'm humbled by the company in which I find myself. For my talk, I would like to share my feelings into what I believe is the world's most important subject. Indeed, one could argue it is the only subject following the theme for tonight. It is the one. I'm here because I received an invitation that was impossible to refuse. The message culminated with the following words. The theme for the event on November 24th is one. It's free for your interpretation, and if you would like to talk about anything, we would love to help you. But I brought your name up because I think your one topic has already chosen you, love. That's right, love. I do not imagine that you would guess by looking at me that I teach love at the University of Calgary. More specifically, I teach a brand new course that looks at what love is, where and how it manifests, how we can nurture or impede it, and how it is represented across space and time. So why, apart from my obviously lovable and approachable appearance, does someone like me get to teach a love class? And what can I share that may be of value in your engagement with this topic? The answer to both questions is the subject of my remaining slides, but the quick answer is one must stop trying so hard not to love. The story begins with Nessie, not the fabled Loch Ness monster pictured here, but the National Survey for Student Engagement. That survey told us that students were frustrated with their studies and wanted optional classes that brought them together across disciplines to examine work that meant something in their lives. In short, they wanted something positive. When Nessie spoke, smart people listened. They went to the Banff Center to figure out how they might answer the call. After a great deal of discussion and debate, the man who led the retreat was left in charge of implementing their findings. The plan was to develop 4 new courses and gauge student interest. If enrollment was low, they would be abandoned. Clem Martini is the chair of drama at U of C and my boss. Clem led the group that heard the students' call. When I first met him, I was a tenured English professor teaching at another institution with everything I thought I wanted, and yet I was miserable. Or rather, I was not in love. During a sabbatical, I signed up for classes in Clem's department. Some background, this is my dad. One of the things he used to repeatedly say was, "Don't fall in with a bad crowd." I never really understood what he meant until I experienced the opposite. I fell in with a good crowd, a really good crowd. When Clem offered me the opportunity to stay with that crowd, I quit my job and got to work. I was presented with a challenge. I was asked to design 4 courses that would address the call that students sent. I was told that I needed 40 students per, or the classes would die. The first 2 courses were creativity and story. When both classes attracted 250 students each, with people from every faculty on campus, we capped enrollment and booked the rooms. The courses were a success. The university even sent a photographer to make me look like this for their magazine. It took a while. But something happened in those classes. When it came time to design the next 2 courses, the path was clear. I asked the students. Resoundingly, they asked for a course on happiness and a course on love. But then I hit an obstacle. Pitching a course on happiness turned out to be a challenge. Fortunately, since Harvard's happiness course is their most popular class, administrators here were swayed. When it came to love, however, I ran into a more serious resistance. And herein, I believe, lies one of the lessons of the class. Ask yourself, is love something that matters to you? It seems like a no-brainer. We all have an interest in this subject. Everyone has some experience and knowledge. So why not a love class? There's a large body of research, and the subject has dominated every culture on earth, and no one would argue that we wouldn't benefit from more love. In the end, I was given only provisional permission. After 2 years of researching love and designing and now offering these courses, I believe I found two of the reasons that it can be difficult to allow ourselves to study love. The first involves pain and pleasure. It seems we believe valuable work must cause pain. I think that might be why I was working so hard at that job that was making me miserable. The next problem has to do with delivery. We often expect the leader of the class to impose valuable information on us, to pound knowledge into us, but I can't teach you love. Sure, I've read the books, but I simply cannot guarantee that you will gain something that you can take away with you. Interestingly, it's a lot like love. It's better when it's not one way. So how does a love class work? The students go to arts events, write response papers on internal and external love, study love and history and culture, and write a couple of tests, and then do an essay and/or project. But perhaps more importantly, we enter into 3 agreements. First, no haters. Second, opinion is not enough. And third, work lovingly. First, we have become experts at a type of hate that often offers the relief of a quick laugh or a succulent taste of revenge, but takes us nowhere. In class, we work on a no-haters policy. It's not easy. Even I have to stop at times and flag the fact that I would love to take the easy route and make a joke about Justin Bieber, Tiger Woods, or Mel Gibson. We work at it together. Second, in love class, we recognize we often stake out territory with opinion, but opinion is not enough. It usually flourishes in support or attack on certain items or figures. People like Lady Gaga and books like Twilight seem particularly potent, but in love class we remember the old saying, opinions are like assholes, everybody's got one. It's not enough. Third, for years I was told to teach students to think critically. That was wrong. My job is to teach students to think lovingly. This means constructive engagement and not what sometimes passes for criticism. No pulling punches, mind you, but no sucker punches either. Think back. Weren't all your good classes love classes, and didn't all your good teachers teach lovingly? One final offering. Please think of your email inbox. What's in it? Since the start of my class, there has not been a day go by that I have not had emails with poems, pictures, videos, songs, and other expressions of love sent by students from the class. Imagine what it is like to open your email and see not what you now see, but instead a mailbox of love. I end where I began, with gratitude. Imagine with me what it is like to have someone contact you and say they believe that love has found you. And not because they want you to send money to a Nigerian prince, but because they think the idea has found you. That is love, and I honor that, and I bow to the love in all of you. Thank you.